Welcome back to Allen Ray Oval. It's the second matchup of our double header live on the New South Wales ACT AFL. Should get that right. The AFL New South Wales ACT Facebook page. It's the Canberra 22s taking on the Giants Academy. I'm Jake Altieri. Next to me is Mick Flynn. Mick, the Giants had the wool over the AFL Canberra girls in the match previously, but this is also shaping up to be quite a good matchup.
Yeah, it was an awesome performance by the Giants Academy, what we just saw in the women's. Pretty good contest, actually. They stayed in it late, the Canberra girls, and this should be absolutely no different. Some ripping efforts from some AFL Canberra players last week. So I'm pretty keen. I didn't get to see the Giants last week, so I'm pretty keen to see what they can do.
Yeah, maybe a little bit overawed by the occasion last week against some big bodies in the AFL Sydney midfield were the GWS Giants, but we're underway in the middle. Cooper Law in the ruck against Jim Houston. The Giants trying to surge it forward. In and under is Axelby for AFL Canberra. And getting it to the outside quickly of the Giants. And on the attack, that's a little daisy cutter up towards half forward. Fairman shrugs one. Gets it inside forward 50. The ruckman, I think it is. No, Jovanovic it was trying to come back with the fly to the footy, but sharked away from him. And here's Kelly for AFL Canberra. His kick smothered off the boot. The pressure right up early. Big footy to be won inside forward 50 for the Giants. Trying to drive through his Hansen. And out of bounds it goes as the Giants just pushing it forward at every opportunity. So no spares. Just the one spare, in fact, for the Giants. They played a couple spare last weekend, but only early doors in this matchup. Cannon went with the one-handed handball, got it to Gilbert. Axelby slams it on the boot, up to half forward, or centre wing, I should say, right in front of us for Sportscast. And AFL New South Wales ACT trying to keep the footy in was Dunstall, but the boundary line beat him, and over it goes.
Footy is moving quickly. Early doors out of the middle, out of the back line. Both sides looking to find some open space. Sort of slapping into it was Withers back the other way for the Giants. And Marisi is the last one out with it. He's a big body in there looking after Gilbert. Houston with the tap down. Running through Lantanis. Not his footy though. That's excellent work by Snelling. Charging through and grabbing it with the one mid was Hamblin. And they kick it around and exit out. Great chop off though. They'll set up well the Canberra side. They go inside. Lovely kick. And the boy from Marist, Ollie Cannon, started in the ruck, pressed forward. No one went with him. So he's going to have a shot on goal, the first of the day. He'll kick from inside 50. With a little bit of a breeze heading that way. It almost is an unintentional torp. I'm not sure he meant that. It sort of floated through. But no one cares what they look like, Jake, when they go through the big sticks.
Exactly right. And AFL Canberra strike first. They're up to the challenge of the Sydney Swans last week, but a little bit classy with the Swans Academy in the end. But good to see them strike early. And of course, I mentioned last week, Ollie Cannon, the son of Mulrooney medalist back in the day. Guy Cannon, really good footballer in his own right for Eastlake. I think he's an Eastlake Life member too, Guy Cannon. So hailing from a good family, and good to see him get on the board nice and early. So Law in the middle, Houston over the top, wins it down. Did his own follow-up work too. Did Houston. Out wide Kelly. First one back to it for ACT. Cheeky little one inside finds Porter. He'll know this ground really well, playing for Ainsley for a number of years now. Kick out wide was to nobody in particular. First one back to it was Allen for the Giants. He did get a handball away. Trying to burst through and laying a big hit was Jovanovic, but Canberra the attack early again. Good work from Ben Vardy. Awesome use of the body. Bumped him at the right time to get a bit of breathing space between he and his opponent. Took a good mark.
Yeah, Gilbert charged through the middle, saw him one-on-one. Trusted in him, went there. Excellent work, Canberra.
Good to see they left the forward line wide open for him too.
Yep.
Did AFL Canberra as Ben Vardy played in the ruck last week, a little undersized, but did a really good job. Can read the footy in flight really well. Ben Vardy. Slow approach, and he's just hooked it to the left-hand side for a one behind, but AFL Canberra really impressed early doors.
Started really well. The yellow and royal blue. As they ring the changes in front of us, the Giants have got interchange rotations happening in a serious manner. Kane is one of those who just came on. He was screaming for it, but we're going to go a little bit more central than that. Strong hands up. Hansen brought it to ground. Inside, working hard was Withers. Charging through was Axelby. Good tackle by Porter, and they win the footy back. Here comes Vardy working hard at it, but deleting it out of play was Harper for the Academy. Behind play, there's been a little bit going on. Porter and Hansen involved. Keep an eye on that. A little bit of rough and tumble early in your summer series, if you don't mind. It's a lovely throw-in. Vardy wins the tap down. It's nothing more but a bucket full of bodies. We're going to throw it up in a dangerous spot. Let's see what the Giants' defence have got. Front side. But they're going to win it back. Zarakis. Cheeky little left foot kick on his number third. That's sensational. And up high was Hurst, who played really well last week. And he's going to have a shot on goal.
He's building towards something big, I think, Lucas Hurst. He was really good in a losing grand final at the end of last year for the East Lake Demons. He was able to crack into that stacked midfield too. So obviously got plenty of talent, and hopefully he can put together a big year in 2025.
It's one of those footballers you love to watch. Hard, smooth, all the good things. How smooth is he here on his left? Not smooth at all. That kick made no good contact with the boot, but it's been rushed through for a minor score. 1-2-8. Go AFL Canberra.
So it's Allen back into play for the Giants. Big pack forms, and flying over the top was Hamilton. He takes the mark here. Riley Hamilton does play a lot of footy at Allen Ray Oval. It's a dangerous kick, looking for the big ruckman in the middle of the ground, but it might work out well as the Giants work it through hands. Prenter, inside forward 50. Out the back, off the deck, are they going to go? He does with a little Lionel Messi right foot kick, and that's... Can't be Allen up the other end, is it? That is absolutely outstanding. He just kicked the footy in from full back. He's run right down the other end of the ground and socketed it through for a goal. I can't believe that, really.
That's hard run, isn't it? And now he's just trudging back. He's going to stay down there, I think.
Is he going to the bench? It is, as you would, after a 200-metre run like that. Outstanding.
Love it. Well done, young fella.
Get that in your Fox lab.
I really need to see the replay from behind the goals, Jake, to just watch him charging up the ground. That's a good run. So back in the middle we go. Two rucks look good. Gilbert with the clearance. Back in the direction of AFL Canberra. That's work. Good work by Matthews. Asked to play on, so they flick hands through. Harper's kick was smothered. Sensational work by Terry, that was. Gilbert head over the footy. I'm not surprised as it goes out of play.
Really excited to see Geordie Gilbert this year. Made the move from East Lake to Queanbeyan. Hopefully he can lock down a spot in that midfield and really show what he's capable of.
Yeah, I think he will fit in perfectly well out at Margaret Donoghue. The ruckman just let it touch the ground. Axelby in hard. Another smother. That was him again. They sort of go inside 50, a bit untidy. Gilbert through there. Couldn't quite pick it up was Rickard. And it's a slap kick out for the Giants by Houston, so get it out of this area. Good contest on out here on the wing. Chain the handball through the fingers of Vincent. But he stays on it. Players converge around it. That was still Vincent ground level. Big fend off. And the Giants win the footy back off half back. Do they? Yes, they do. Lovely neat kick by Kane. But he was dealt with after he got rid of it, and he's earned a free kick. Play goes on.
Here's Latanis taking a bounce, weaving his way through a couple. He was just pushed as he kicked, but had enough on it. Fairman with pace gets onto the footy and dribbles it almost through for a goal. He's smashed into the left post. He'll be disappointed with that effort. Well, Jake Fairman, he kicked a goal last week, but none toward yet. Porter gave it to Harsdorf, who just had to slam it on the boot and get it out of there with a bit of pressure on him. And they see it out of bounds. There's a Wickman in front of Ben Rickard. And here we go. We get a good look at the setups for both sides here. No spare in defence for either team as Houston just takes it out of the ruck. Went looking for Wickman, but just couldn't take it with him. Smith in there just leaving it behind as he's tackled out of bounds. So, Vardy's moved into the ruck against Malmborg, so the secondary ruckman going at it. Vardy did really well. Got the tap down. Might be Kane at the bottom of that pack. In fact, it's Higgins. And he wasn't going anywhere fast. Good to see some footy right in front of our commentary position through the hands of Rickard, who had to go back and get it. At ground level, Withers just gets boots of ball, tumbling footy up towards half forward. Kelly had a couple of beat. He's got absolutely smashed by Hamilton. Jovanovic gets it on the boot inside forward 50. Big one-on-one contest. Bennett does really well for Canberra. He keeps it in front of himself. Boundary line is his friend and he knows it. As he just tracks it back over the boundary line in front of Bromson.
Yeah, sensational down there by Bennett. They were coming for him. And he played it perfectly. Boundary line was his friend. He didn't make it too obvious. What can the Giants conjure from this stop play? Umpire's found a free kick. I think he's just going to get... It's going to go to Vardy. No. They're just going to try the throw-in again.
Confusion all around.
So we'll try again. Vardy. Is that a mark? Yep. Out of the contest was Fairman. Chucked it on the boot. Playing in front was Jovanovic. Footy can be a simple game. Play in front. Quick kicks. Take marks, kick goals. Absolutely drilled that through the goals.
Made the umpire work a little bit.
He did.
With bated breath as that thing went through. But no mistake from Jack Jovanovic. Kicked one last week. Mentioned off the top that the big bodies of the AFL Sydney midfielders probably got on top through the middle of the ground as you'd expect, but when the Giants had the footy in hand, they were really slick, and Jovanovic has got on a couple of good chains of plate. Good to see him kick one early in this one. So in the middle again, Vardy got up high looking for Gilbert. Vardy did his own roving work, I should say. Gave it to Hurst on his non-preferred, just off the outside of the boot. Harrison it was, charging it down. Good smother by Dunstall. Gilbert had to wait for it, but he did well enough to get a handball back to Vardy. Hurst again, now on his favoured left side. Inside forward 50, all alone. And taking the mark is Cam Terry. He found space where there was none, and Hurst. It's the beauty of having a left footer in your midfield.
That's Hurst, Gilbert, Harrison Jones with the forward pressure to try and turn the footy over. Love his work too, the boy from the Jets. Logan Harrison, I should say. got a bit excited.
Harrison Jones already in the AFL, the big fella.
I love calling AFL players here.
So Cam Terry, we might have a couple on our hands today, hopefully. Strolls in, looking to extend the margin for the AFL Canberra side. Doesn't have enough juice on it and pushed over the boundary line, or the goal line, I should say. Extend the margin. I thought they were still in front, but 1-3 now 9 plays a 2-1-13. The Giants in front. They've gone the quick kick out. Might have another opportunity again, Terry, who has just chopped that off. In fact, it's Harsdorf on the other side. He missed last week. He's back in this week. Aaron Harsdorf. He was lively in the final series in 2024. Gives it a good ride. Sends it on its way. Almost a good mark across the face. It might have been Dunstall. Quick snap on goal. Is straight through the middle. Looks like Luca Drury, who got boot to ball and got it straight through the middle, and now they're in front.
Yeah.
The Canberra side.
Luca Drury it was. Front and square. Great game of footy. 2 goals apiece. After they turned the footy over from the kick in. And if anything, I'd say AFL Canberra under 22s have probably had the better of it. Hurst, Gilbert, Axelby. Hard bodies have been really good so far.
Impressed with the two rucks too, in Cooper Law and Ben Vardy, who gave him a chop out just then. They've really held their own so far.
Totally agree. Seeing these big men, they're jumping high. This will be another good contest. Great bounce, and that's an excellent contest. Charging through Axelby. Houston does some ground level work, and it's a neat handball out to Latanas. That's a long kick inside. 1-on-1 contest. That's a great snap. Hamilton! Do not leave him down there on his own 1-on-1. He'll do some magic tricks.
We saw a couple of those last year. He plays right here at Allen Ray Oval. As we mentioned, a bit of a footy factory here at the Ainsley Tricolours. Recently signed for the Giants VFL side as well. So an overager, I assume, in this Giants academy, but still getting an opportunity. And he's another one of those that sort of looks ready to explode in 2025.
Wide open forward line too. We've seen both sides do that at times.
Houston getting the tap down. Prenter coming through. Bodies collide. It might have been Reed it was, or Reed it is, who got one from his teammate. But we're resetting, we go again. Houston just taking it out of the ruck and slamming it deep inside forward 50. Off a couple of hands and out of bounds it goes. Running away from Bromson.
Houston's been good in the ruck, Jake. Getting a bit of ground footy as well.
Been waiting to say, big Houston from Hay. There's no problem yet for Houston. I can keep going, but I won't. I'll save you all of your work. Malmborg wins the tap down. Great chase down tackle from Hugh Strickland. Just goal-saving tackle that was. And AFL Canberra looked to move the ball quickly.
Sure was Strickland, and then they get out of there quickly. Harsdorf running hard. As everyone tries to run through the middle of the ground. He comes through there. He's going to look for something from Reed. Over his head, charging through. Hurst. Shock me. And there's plenty of bodies around there. Slapping on the boot was Kane for the Giants. Axelby comes back the other way. Gee, this is a hot footy to be won through here. And it's the Giants that do just that. Hamilton's got another one out. It goes over his head. Had no option pattern but to just grab the footy. Hamilton again. He stayed in the contest. And he stole the handball from the Canberra defenders, and he slammed through his second in a row. So now the Giants get a little bit of breathing room. 4-2-26. They'll go 2-3-15. The Canberra 22s. It was a hot footy, but they left that forward line open, like we'd spoken about. And if Hamilton's going to play like that, the boy from Ainsley. I reckon they'll try and get him one out a little bit more often. Back in the middle we go. Houston from Hay. In regional New South Wales, he started really well. I'll try that again. But it's been a good game. It's been quick. Seen some great skills. And it's good to see some country footballers. A couple out there from Ganmain, Gorong Madong, the Lions in the RFL. Houston from Hay, great tap down. Withers with the kick forward. Here is Hamilton again. What can he conjure here? Great tackle on him. They weren't that silly this time. Hanson was wrapped up. And the umpire said he had a prior opportunity to get rid of the ball. So Patton, long and strong to the wing, looking for Kelly. Finds Kelly. In quarter time, the Giants Academy was just a couple late. Through some magic from Hamilton. Take a 11-point lead in the quarter time. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Ray Oval. It's an 11-point lead to the GWS Giants Under-18s Academy over the Canberra Under-22s. It's been a ripping game of footy, actually. It was just a couple of goals late to Riley Hamilton that gave the Giants the break at quarter time. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Ripping game of footy. Jake, take us away.
You're right about that. Both teams getting a good hit out so far in this one from Alan Ray Oval, and a good bounce too. The umpire's doing some good work. Houston almost throwing that down to Withers, who slammed on the boot and inside forward 50. Go the Giants. Xerakis there to mop things up, just slams it on his left boot. Coming out wide looking for Rickard, who is a pacey customer, and he's on display there. Allen just keeping it in front of him a touch, and that was enough to get it close to the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw in. So reset to go again. Vardy up against Houston. Did really well, Houston. Got to the front position just through the legs of Marisi up towards half forward, and Hamish Roberts will see that out of bounds for another throw in. So Marisi and Gilbert doing battle, and Vardy just read that the best. Got boots the ball as he was being tackled. Umpire's called play on, not 15. Matthews it was, tackled with the football, now coming out wide through the hands of Harsdorf, up towards half forward, bouncing footy. Doing really well and riding the bump down there. Might have been Harper, but not for long, as Harsdorf came in to lay a strong tackle.
Massive tackle on Hamlin. Harsdorf followed up his kick. Excellent stuff. Trying to extract it with Marisi. Ditto with Allen, who's slung off it. The free kick's going to go to Gilbert. Options on through the middle. The kick didn't quite make its way. Doing well through there, Marisi. Slaps it on the boot. Folding back, Kelly. We've seen this movie before. Hits up Gilbert through the middle. Love that. Hard run pass. Just misses the handball, Gilbert. Unlucky. Jovanovic for the Giants does the tough thing and picks it up.
Got to be better than that. Geordie Gilbert. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. A little bit rusty. Only his second game into the year, but it's a 3-metre handball, and they're away if he gave it to Nick Kelly. And here's Marisi. Straight inside forward 50. Kelly comes across to save the day once more for AFL Canberra. Heading out wide looking for Vincent. That was an awkward footy. Did well to lay the tackle. Now Latanis. Getting around a couple. Vincent still there to lay the tackle. Handball came back to Kane. Plenty of pressure from Canberra. This is good work. Hurst. Clean. Did really well. Working it through hands now. Bennett. Out wide. Cannon's got a couple to beat. Ball bounced in his favour. Went back looking for Hurst. Walker. In and under. Latanis picked it up, but Vincent was hot on his hammer. And we'll set up and do it all again.
Yeah, it was a good contest out there. Either way, the sides had... The middle was wide open, the corridor. So it's important for both teams to lock that down. That was Matthews down there with the head over the footy. Higgins, in fact. Houston with a great tap down. Couldn't quite get out of the contest. Strong tackling. Who's around there? Sends out with Gilbert. Shared handball to Strickland. He shares again, but run down was Roberts. Picks it back up. Strickland again. Slaps on the boot. Dunstall's going to get there late. Couldn't quite get the crumb. Charging through was Cannon. Wrapped up in a really good tackle. So we've played 4 minutes in the second quarter. 11 points. Still remains the lead for the Giants. Porter fell over. Geordie Gilbert wrapped it up.
A little bit of rough and tumble now. A bit more congested in the last couple of minutes. Houston threw a foot at it. Porter did too, but he actually got Boots a ball. Drury coming out the other way, almost trapped it. Trying to spin out of the trouble was Higgins. But Drury had him. And we'll go again once more. Still in the centre square. Vardy might have got a free kick for a high tackle. He did well. Copped it high. Porter took the advantage for Canberra. Sends a long one inside forward 50. That was ill directed. And a good defensive mark taken down there by Shepherd. Or Shippard, I should say. Through the middle. Good mark by Morisi. He had to commit and he did. Withers left it behind though. Took his eye off the footy. But he'll win a free kick for high contact. Smith, his teammate from Belconnen, giving him a bit of lip afterwards too. Good kick to Jovanovic just over his head. It was the right idea. And Skarakis chopping it off. Coming towards our commentary side. Dunstall just left it behind. Really good work with the pirouette from Harper. But he couldn't get away from the second tackler. Now the charcoal bodies chime in. Holding Roberts at bay.
That was some good footy. Right in front of your cameras. Prenter. Gets a neat handball out. Higgins. Inside 50 we go, the Giants. Nick Kelly. Built him a statue. Out wide we go. Off the boot of Strickland. Hard run by Axelby. Drury, I should say. Apologies. He's got a really nice neat kid. And down low with Strickland. Did well to mark it. And they're starting to pick him apart here a little bit. This is Axelby. Gee, they've worked this really well. From 50. Bomb it long. Just missing. Looking for the distance.
He just kept it a little bit narrow. The Giants just leave that between each other. And Rickard came in hard. He didn't mean to get him high, but it's just how things worked out. Bit going on behind play too. Porter's just been tossed to the deck behind play. Both umpires going back to the point of conflict. And Porter's just copped it behind and he's going back for a little bit more. Josh Porter, he won't die wondering. Withers at half back. Kick inside was good. Higgins waiting for the runners and here they come. Allen already kicked one in the game. Long footy inside forward 50. Jovanovic read it really well. Just couldn't take it on the first bite of the cherry. Handball came back to Prenter. Duck back inside. Latanis looking for someone to give the handball to, but it's all yellow jumpers and Porter. Spreading the footy across. Drury dodges one. Looking just to settle things down and Walker takes the mark out wide. And there's no 50-metre penalty there.
Yeah, that's lovely D by AFL Canberra. Porter got involved and just used a neat kick. Comes straight back into centre half back. Lovely hit to Rickard. It opens up the middle of the ground. Vardy has to mark that. And he does. Kelly runs past again. Couple of leads up the ground. In the end, he looks for Dunstall on a strong lead, and that's excellent footy. AFL Canberra, they've picked him apart a couple of times now. Foot skills, very good.
Yeah, kicking game's on for the Canberra boys. Coming back through the middle was a good mark by Vardy. He had to commit. There was a bloke coming at him real hard with the knee up too. And that's a lovely kick to space, and Dunstall ran onto it nicely.
Yeah, awesome work into open space. Dunstall played pretty well last week without a lot of reward. You'll have a look at this.
He was the target Canberra needed, wasn't he?
He was indeed. Connection from the two Ainsley boys. He's hit that very nicely, but near side again.
I wonder if that wind's just swung around, Mick, as they just keep missing to that right-hand pocket at the Cowboy end. Cheeky one over the top. Here's Kane for the Giants. Just looking to gain a little bit composure here as the captain, Withers, turns and goes. Now they look inside. Good kick too. Houston has to turn and go. Handball just missed Matthews. But he'll get it back on the second attempt. Rather, it's Warden. Now they're inside 50, the Giants. That kick had a little bit too much on it. Roberts was there to chop it off, but his handball was ill-directed. Now the Giants with an opportunity. Kelly laying the tackle, and that's holding the footy. Intercept marking, goal-saving tackles. McMillan just couldn't get away from him. That's a good kick to Porter. Still in their defensive end. Told to go now is Josh Porter. He's got a man out here in Smith. And a good kick. And Smith takes the mark. Harrison made the lead, but he's gone further afield. Drury trying to burst through a couple. And that's holding the footy. Hamilton like a brick wall.
Told him all about it too on the way down. Hamilton's kick's going to be chopped off though, and they're going to come back the other way. Drury's going to be on the outside of this. Cannon's got work to do. Good work by the Giants though to shut that down. In particular, Hamblin. Fantastic stuff, the boy from Ganmain Grong Grong Madong. Bit of country footy in that, if you don't mind. So with 10 minutes played, we haven't had a goal yet in this second term. That's not to suggest the footy's been anything less than entertaining. It's been fantastic. Goes over the rucks. They sort of have another crack at it. There's some heavy bodies in there. Hurst. Throwing it back to the umpire. Houston was sort of held onto, then dragged down, but no free kick. Axby shovels it forward. Kane with a strong pickup. Neat hands by the Giants to try and get out. Here is Kane again. He's actually played really well. Looking for Weichman. And Harrison lends some assistance to keep it up their end.
The flying mullet. I won't give him the flying doormat. I feel like that's a bit disrespectful.
He does play for the Jets, so there is flight involved, mate.
And he's a speedy customer too from what we've seen today. The Rucks go to do battle once more. Vardy and Houston. Smith's gone down behind play. Umpire calls play on Withers. Tried to get his hands free. He didn't. Through hands. Smith. Turning back inside. Sizzling little ball. Couldn't get to Drury. Kane was good. Weichman. Didn't get boot to ball. Bit of a fresh air. Vardy again. Hurst. But on his left. He didn't quite get to it. In fact, he's hooked it around. Almost a good mark down there to Terry. Ball bouncing. They didn't favour the Giants whatsoever. Dunstall in there to lay the tackle, and out of bounds it goes.
The Giants just wanted that to get out, and it sort of stayed in on them. They had to keep working. They forced a stoppage. There's been a free kick here. And Dunstall's going to have a snap from the pocket. It didn't go through. Right on the line was Harrison. Didn't play last week. It was an emergency. He's a handy little customer, Logan Harrison. Runs around on the angle. It's like shelling peas. For the Gungahlin product. And first goal of the quarter go to Canberra. It was Jesse Dunstall with a free kick. Harrison snuck forward. And they bring it back to 5 points. 3 points. And they run the rotation. for the Giants. It's going to be hard to. Marisi, still with it, Marisi. But Axelby was up to the challenge in Rickard. Couldn't quite. Malmberg could. It was wrapped up strongly by Smith. Vardy gets that tap down. But reading it really well was Higgins. Try again with 4 minutes to play. Go with the tackle of Marisi with the hands out of there. Speed by Weichman. He was shut down by Gilbert. And once again, umpire let some play on, which was actually quite clever. They sort of all stopped, and the umpire said, I'm not falling for it. And the free kick was earned by Hurst. Used his hands to Strickland. He was stripped of it. Marisi with the kick forward. Now they're out. The Giants. Lovely kick. That's good. Hands up top by Bromson. Leading out strongly. Hamilton with the lead. Goes a little bit past that. Jumping in the hole was Zarakis. And he's had a good pre-season. Converging around Bennett. Was Giants galore, but he was good enough. Strickland's at centre half back. Porter's charging at him, saying kick it to me. They got numbers across the fullback line, and that's where they go. So Zarakis, he'll use Roberts. Down the line is Dunstall. But they look for the perfect kick to Strickland. And that's the second time today he's worked down low to keep the footy into the middle of the ground, looking for Dunstall. They find him off hands. That's actually a really clever kick to Axelby to keep the footy in their control. Here's Harrison, the goal kicker. What's he got up in front of him? Goes along to a contest. Big boys get up. It was through the fingers of Harsdorf. Lovely work, though, with the tap on. Charging through was Walker. And AFL Canberra get one back. What a great game of footy. Four 5-29 they go. 5-2 the Giants. 3 points. We've got a couple of minutes left in the second quarter. That's a hard run by Walker. Plays his local footy at Tuggeranong in the south. I'll be very happy with that to get on the board. Withers back in the middle. He's a local Belconnen product. Good player. Some of the work from Harrison and Rickard during that passage was elite. Vardy was smashed in the ruck contest. Marisi's been excellent. And that kick is no exception to Warden. Oh, that's so neat. I love it. Hamilton with the lead, but the kick from Warden was perfection. Say, Hamilton's is going to take his full 30 here. There's no time off here today, ladies and gentlemen, so if he kicks this, by the time he gets back to the middle, there'll be nothing much to do. Ignores the lead. It's a nice looking drop pump, but it was always skinny. So they've got 50 seconds to hold this in, the Giants. Probably can hear the coaches. It's Strickland with the responsibility. He wants to go long down the line. A lot of work to do. Kelly, great effort. Follows up some ground level work. Vardy helped out. Kelly again. Good handball back to Bennett. Good smother though on the kick by Snelling. Try and keep the pressure on. Bennett does just enough to force the throw in. And no one's going to score here except for the Giants. They've got time. They'll have about 6 or 7 seconds, I reckon, by the time this ball hits the ground. And And the throw-in's no good. They say play on. Good tackle. Absolute rip snorter for you here at Allen Ray Oval in Ainslie. 4 points is the lead of the Giants Academy. 5-3-33. AFL Canberra 4-5-29. Enjoy your halftime break. My name's Mick Flynn. With me is Jake Altieri. We'll be right back for the third quarter.
Welcome back to Alan Ray Oval here in beautiful Ainsley. A little bit overcast, but the footy is red hot on the ground. I'm Jake Altieri. Next to me is Mick Flynn. This is the second game of a double-header this morning / this afternoon. It's the Canberra under-22s taking on the GWS Giants 18. GWS Giants Academy under-18s. It's a 4-point margin in favour of the Giants. Mick's been some really hot football and really exciting football too. Both teams banging bodies in the contest and then running really fast and hard when it gets to the outside.
It's been an absolute cracker. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else. This is sensational footy. Exactly like you said. No holds barred inside the contest. And when they're out, the foot skills, the handball, the run and carry, and just the long kicking and transition from both teams has been elite. Absolutely ripping game of footy. I can't wait to get stuck into the second half of this contest. It's the Giants that have got a 4-point lead. One goal they kicked in the second quarter. Canberra with a couple. Mate, just awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's a really tight tussle in the first half of that second term there, and as you said, sort of opened up a little bit in the second half of the quarter. And a couple of goals were scored, and we're back in the middle. Houston got up high, won it down. Gilbert for Canberra ducked the head, got away from one, but Withers had him pretty swiftly. And we'll set up to go again. Right in the middle of Alan Ray Oval. Vardy winning it down. Higgins is in there. Did well, got a handball away. Prenter out wide to Allen. Out towards half forward. Good kick. Just looking for Marisi, who left it behind, and now Canberra. Hurst. Kelly running by. Centre wing. Inside forward 50. Wide open space for Cam Terry to come at it. He couldn't take the mark. Drury got the fall of the ball, and he was claimed immediately. Over stoppage inside forward 50. Canberra looking to wrestle back the advantage. Houston in front did well. Drury lowering the shoulder, trying to maybe half pick up a free kick on that occasion. Braced for the contact that was coming. And we'll reset and go again.
Drew's been tough today. Gilbert was absolutely smoked. Apologies other way around. Whiteman was smoked. Same number, wrong jumper. And it's wrapped up again, 40 from the goal. Lovely tapped in from Houston. Axelby excellent in there. Hurst, great hands. Rickard, driving kick forward, but dribbling through from behind. The Giants don't waste any time. They bring it straight back in. And Kane has been fantastic today. And that kick is a reflection of how good he is. Malmberg, along down the line, sitting in the hole, believe it or not, is Nick Kelly. He's probably been the Canberra's best. That is not his best kick though. Work for Vardy. Doing well, Weichman for the Giants. It's a little bit of a mess in the middle of the field. Strong underneath. Kick forward from Prenter. Numbers with the Giants though on their forward 50. Hamilton dispossessed. Chucking it on the boot was Hanson. Cavalry arrive for Canberra. Gilbert, neat hands, now out wide looking for Walker. Good spoil by Harper. Strong tackling in there. We'll wrap it up.
Good work from Blake Walker there. Just had to sit and wait for the footy to come to him, and Spoil was affected. He was right back onto the crumb. Didn't let that footy get away. High up and under kick. Straight into the middle of Alan Ray Oval. Awesome pickup. It might have been Kane. He went with a one-handed handball as well. Umpire calls play on. Body's flying in everywhere. I've been Snelling actually, who tried to barge on through. Houston straight down the throat of Hurst, who Managed to get a handball away to Rickard. Now back to Porter. A bit of time and space just to assess some options. That's some great running from Drury. Doesn't sit up for him. It didn't really, but he did well to duck under the tackle and get it inside forward 50. He's blazed away there, and he never looked likely. Off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full.
Did all the hard work. We called him earlier. He's been playing really well. Stuck his head over it. Got out of there, but just missed the kick. A little bit of candy from the back line. Weichmann's the target. Goes past him. Snelling. The boundary umpire said it just went out of play on the full before he grabbed it. So Rickard will look long. Terry's down there. Thought there could have been a mark paid to Kennan in front, but we're going to throw it up in a really dangerous spot. Top of the square. Houston. Allen. Shuffled kick. Canberra waiting. Snap it. Get it home. What a great finish. Flynn Reid. They had them lined up, ACT, waiting for the rush kick out. There was a couple of them all alone. It was regathered. And Flynn Reid slammed it home. They're in front.
How good for the ACT unit. They've come out of the halftime break fit and firing. Numbers everywhere, didn't they?
Yep, they did. Beautifully set up.
So Canberra now 3 points in front. Only 5 minutes gone. In this third term, the premiership quarter. No flags on offer this time, but Houston again, straight down the throat of Lucas Hurst. Out wide looking for Walker. Did well to trap it. Gets back onto his right foot. A sizzling ball in and a beautiful set of mitts from Jesse Dunstall. That is champagne football.
Great hands out in front. Yes, please, AFL Canberra.
So well, this is pretty exciting if this is what we've got looking forward to in 2025. Blake Walker just come up from the Farrer League. Now residing in Canberra. First couple of times we've been able to see him up close and in the flesh. But this bloke, Jesse Dunstall, mentioned last week, threatening to tear a game apart. And he might just do that this afternoon. That's a beautiful kick. And now 9 points in front of the Canberra under-22s. 6-6-42 plays the Giants 5-3-33. 6.5 gone, third term.
Yeah, between Terry, Lord, Dunstall, Vardy when he floats down there. That's some big bodies for AFL Canberra. If they're going to get entries like that, they could kick who knows how many.
Yeah, that was an awesome kick from Blake Walker. Just not enough, not too much air to sit it on top of his head, but not so flat and hard that he couldn't grab it with the first bite of the cherry.
100%. And right on his hammer too. Like, it's not like he was out in front. It was pressure all around him, and Morisi in the middle is getting a little bit upset with Smith. It's an early body, but he finds some space. He was on for a little quick handball. So 11 points is the lead. Both ruckmen missed it. For Canberra, clean hands. Smith inside 50. Couple of 2-on-2s. Get up. Pushed under it was Terry. Shippard that held his ground. That kick's not going to work. Oi! Strong from Axelby. Courageous to put his hands up, and there's 50. Just not sure if there was a bit of lip or if he wouldn't come back off the mark. And this is a dagger if Canberra can put this through.
He's a tough nut. Will Axelby, we saw that all throughout last year, playing for the Belconnen Magpies, first grade. Always the first to put his head over the footy and really dive in and have a crack.
Him and Axelby and Drury, the two hardheads. Pops this through, then the Giants coaches are going to have to start looking at their magnets. Gee, that hurts. Outside of the post, you heard the ting on your effects, Mike. Let off.
The Giants looking to move it quickly. Running out is Shippard. And that's holding the footy. He ran himself into a dead end. And Ben Vardy has already kicked one this afternoon. We'll have another shot 20 metres out directly in front.
Love the big full forward chasing and tackling. The bloke kicking it in. Well done, Ben Vardy. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
So it's been all the yellow and royal blue in this third term. Ben Vardy to stretch the margin to 16 points midway through this third quarter. Trots on in. Loved it. As soon as it left the boot, he turned to the crowd and said, "Give me some." And now 16 points in front are the Canberra 22s.
3 in a row to start the third term. AFL Canberra, the Giants, barely had it down their end. And every time they try, Nick Kelly comes along and says, "Not today." Drury, Axelby, Walker earlier. Gilbert's been in through there all day. Hurst. I tell you what, these bigger bodies of the under-22s are starting to take some effect.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Lucas Hurst is reading the footy really well or if it's just being tapped to him, but he's right on top of this midfield for the Giants.
So let's see what can happen here. All the momentum now living with AFL Canberra under-22s. And the Giants wrestle something back. Here he is, Hurst. As you said, Jacob just magnetised to his body. And they're inside 50 again. He was being tackled as he got it. Actually just bounced into his breadbasket. And he somehow managed to get a handball. What a beast. Great tap back. Perfect to Porter. What have we got on down here? Never really favoured either player. But they're back inside with a 16-point lead halfway through this quarter. AFL Canberra can smell some blood. As Gilbert runs back onto the ground. Rickard's going to be pushing through this contest. Vardy. Smith was in there. He's played well. Vardy grabs out of the ruck. Couldn't quite get the kick. Maurice says get it out here with a big punch. Matthews wrapped up straight away and 30 from goal. They can't get out.
Canberra pressure. Just too much. Vardy winning the ruck tap down. Withers didn't have it as he was tackled to ground. The umpire calls play on Gilbert. Has ended up with the footy. But he's also ended up with Matthews all over him. As we go again, Vardy. That'll be a hold. And the Giants looking to go. Latanis running off half back. Looking for Warden. He gets and goes. Tucks it under the arm. Has a bounce. Inside forward 50 now. Dodgers one. Goes with the right foot. Bunana. Trying to dribble it through, but just to the right hand side. And one behind. We saw this for the Giants last week. They couldn't really get their hand on the footy around the contest, but when they did, they were able to slingshot it from back to forward, forward to back. Off the chest of Terry on centre wing. Harrison's in there. Out the back. Withers for the Giants now. Up towards inside forward 50. But there he is. Nick Kelly.
Playing the wheels off at this bloke. He uses Porter. Some really hard run by Vincent. That's good because it opened up a little bit of a vacuum. Smith. Easy as you like. Uses Dunstler's pushed up the ground. Backing ball to Smith. A little bit of slow play. We saw this earlier. Gee, that's a good hard mark. Charging forward. Axelby now with the job to go inside 50. Lots of Giants around this, and that's a strong defensive mark. Taken by Hamblin. He goes to Withers. And Maurice's probably been their best today. Good work. Charging through was Prenter. Creates a little bit of space for himself. The kick's going to be out wide. They do really well, the Giants, to win that. They didn't have the numbers. Excellent follow-up tackle by Smith. And they win the ball back, AFL Canberra.
Sarakis. Vincent. A couple of Magpies combining there to Walker. on the half volley. Just a cheeky little one over the top, but to nobody in particular. Harper there to chop the footy off on centre wing. Spearing ball. Finds McMillan. But now the numbers flood back for the Canberra 22s. High footy. Fairman's got to go, and he did. Big fist came over the top. Hot footy to be won. Rickard. Drury. Back inside. Oh, that's a double punt if ever I've seen one. Worked out alright to Axelby in the end. Got a handball back to Drury, who had to get and go. Rickard kept running, and he will all day. And he's a pacey customer, but he had one hot in his hammer. Did well to get it out the back. Here's Harrison. Ducks under one. Gets away from two. Has Walker in the middle of the ground. Oh, beautiful defensive work from Matthews. Coming through to chop it off. End-to-end stuff this. Allen just has a moment to relax before the runner. Shippard comes through. That kick was over the head of Latanis. Mopped up by Porter. Smith. Dunstall. Just forward of centre. Looks to slow things down as he comes back across to Axelby. Wanting 50. You can't go there. You have to come back over your mark, young fella. Smack bang middle of Allen Ray.
It's good umpiring. They've got options on the spread either side. Or is he going to go straight up? He's going to zig around the man on the mark, and he's going to go straight inside to the teeth of goal. Who's down here to get up? All the big men fly. Ground level, Dunstall gets it to Gilbert. He's chopped off, and here come the Giants out of D50. A little bit of run and carry. Snelling's going to end up with it. He's going to use the run and carry back. Lovely loping run by McMillan. He goes inside 50. Fairman's got work to do. Kelly mops it up. Canberra, easy as we do it to Bennett. 15 and a half minutes played. Just give it back to Kelly. Gee, Vardy's got work to do, few to beat. Floating in across the front was Cannon. Vardy ends up with it. Little funny kick inside 50. There was a push in the back, but charging out for not the first time this quarter was Shippard. Through the middle, Lantanis. Running around Law. Don't tell me. Great mark by Roberts. Out they come again.
Axelby. Geez, end-to-end stuff it's been for the last few minutes. That's a beautiful kick looking for Cannon. Just a little bit hot for him. Missed the fingertips. Oh, coming out from the back there. That's holding the footy. Harsdorff come from nowhere. Thief in the night style. Gets Hamblin. And finally, just a moment to catch our breath and assess the situation. Harsdorff, high up and under. Inside forward 50, the Giants fly. Cannon it was in front, almost taking the mark. Harrison again. Try to duck under the Weichman tackle. We'll reset and have another go. Houston was claiming to be held, threw a foot at it. Matthews was the first one to the footy, but that's out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in.
Awesome work. 3 minutes left. The Giants yet to score a goal in the third quarter. It's been all Canberra. And we live in their front half. Houston with the tap down. Vardy with the crumb. Lovely hands via Vincent to Gilbert. Inside 50 they go once more. Harsdorff on his left. And missing. It was hard work in there by Axelby again. 16 points is the lead. Vardy's out here by himself. Witham's wouldn't be the worst place to go. As they're trying to set up. But McMillan's in the pocket. Great work by Walker. He was looking for Matthews. But Walker ran across and still the AFL Canberra will stay inside their 50. Just own the footy around the contest. These yellow jumpers. Throwing just bounces out the back. Reed does well. Kind of trying to grab it back from his back was Houston. Weichman. Over the top of that, Bennett has got work to do, and Hopper Spoot will be Jovanovic. Out of play we go.
Not a bad result if this Giants outfit finally get a chance to relieve a bit of pressure and apply some of their own to the Canberra unit. Trailing by 16 points, only a minute and a half remaining in this third term. It's been all the royal blue and yellow. That's a very short throw, and that's got to come back, doesn't it? An umpire calls play on Houston. You can get smashed by a Law, but gets the kick away. That's an awesome mark over the top. Kelly missed a bit of last year through injury, but obviously fit and firing through this pre-season. Of course, won the BNF for the first grade side at Eastlake in his first year at the club, 2023. Excellent song for a huge year. Vardy got up high. At the back, Weichman got around one, slammed on the left boot. That's a central kick. That might work out for the Giants. Hamilton in front. Withers at the fall of the ball. Feigned the handball and he got Smith with it. Got a kick away in the end. Coming the other way, the Giants, but Fairman. High up and under. Jovanovic is under this. Got hands to it. Went again to Jovanovic. Bursting through the ACT and Payton slamming it on the boot, but only as far as Harper, who reloads for the Giants. More central this time. Fairman again the target. Hamilton flew late, didn't get hand to ball. Allen, around one, straightens up to the hot spot, but Canberra is everywhere to be seen down there. And that'll see us out for the third term at Allen Ray Oval, where it was all the Canberra 22s. They take the lead and run away with it. It's 7-8-50, the GWS Giants Academy, 5-4-34. Some outstanding football being played from Allen Ray Oval. Thanks for tuning in on the AFL New South Wales ACT Facebook page. I'm Jack Altieri. Next to me is Mick Flynn. We'll be right back after the final break from Allen Ray Oval. Welcome back to Allen Array Oval, where it's the AFL Canberra under-22s who've kicked away just a touch in that third term to lead by 16 points at the final break. I'm Jake Altieri. Next to me is Mick Flynn. Mick, we've been really impressed with both sides this afternoon, but you've become a huge fan of Lockie Morisi.
Jay, thanks, mate. Yeah, this guy is back in the middle again now, flying the flag. Elite skills. He's can't get away from the footy. Hard at it. Let's see him do something through the middle here now and get the Giants going.
They need something. Down 16 it is at the final change. Just smashed forward by Houston. Wardman was there to read it off the front of the stoppage. Coming up from half forward to claim the footy, but didn't go anywhere fast. And we're going again in the middle. Houston wins it down. Hurst been awesome all day. Gives the footy to Reed, who just slams it on the boot. That's a big up and under on that bounce, trying to tap it down. The Giants, Morisi on a mixed men. Playing the tackle there on Cannon. We'll have a repeat stoppage. Smack bang where he almost started the quarter. There's Gilbert, read the footy well. Gets it on the boot up towards Drury. Both players went for the fist. Hurst. Then Walker. Now Cannon. Dunstall went with the 1 mitt. Has some time and space. Just went to the ground at the worst time possible. That's got to be holding the footy, I think. It is.
Did everything he could. Oh, Jesse Dunstall. Credit to the Giants' defence for staying on it. That handball's going to put him under a bit of pressure, but Kane did well, as he has done all day. Funny old handball, and Lucas Hurst gets it out of play. So they're still attacking this Canberra mob. One-on-ones all over the ground. Houston, front position. He's rucked really well today and got a lovely little handball out to his Rovers. Hands out in front was Malmberg. Stays with it and ends up getting a pretty good kick away. Goes under the legs of Roberts. Gee, these Giants boys look up to a clean handball from Hamilton onto the run of Hanson. Now they go inside. Good defensive spoil down there by Bennett. And it's out of play, but I think there's been some instruction for these Giants players to move it with handball and run hard. Just looking for Bromson down there. Another local product. Jeez, both ruckmen had a fistful of each other. Porter couldn't quite. Porter still couldn't quite. Strong from Morisi on Gilbert. Gets out to the advantage of Withers, who kicks it directly to the hot spot. What a grab! Withers just loaded it up and asked his big men to run and jump. And Riley Hanson took a super strong grab. So if they kick the first one here, bring it back to 10 points, we'll be right on. Just sliding. 15 points is the margin. That was an absolute ripping grab. Don't worry about the lag effect. That's what you want your young forwards to be doing, running and jumping at the ball. We've got Porter in the pocket. He's going to look for Vardy, who's in best spot. Takes a strong grab. It's played well. Looks into the middle. Rickard trying to charge through. Snelling shuts that down. Harsdorff was the last one up. Bounced off Hurst's fingers. Charging out of there was Higgins. Lovely little handball chain back to Higgins, but he's taken a great tackle by Drury. They've been very conscious, Canberra, not to let him out. Good kick to the hot spot. Big men fly. Harsdorf on his right. Dobbs it. Lovely finish. For Harsdorf. And if anyone from Eastlake is watching this, Harsdorf's been great. Hurst and Nick Kelly all been in the best. Now they extend the lead to 19 points. That was an excellent hard ball and finish for Aaron Harsdorf. They've had goal kickers all across the park. All singles. Bit of a lull's just come over this ground. 5 minutes played, final term. Lovely clearance work by Higgins. Hard bodies through there, well done, Allen. Lovely kick off a step. Malberg was just up the other end working really hard. He's going to have a ping. Boy from Queanbeyan. This to even out. That is excellent. That's a fantastic finish by Taj Malmberg. And they get it back to 15 points. Goal for goal in the last quarter. Six and a half minutes played, 15 points. They brought the margin back to the Giants. 1 goal apiece.
Ball up in the middle. Smith had a few to beat and he couldn't. It's holding the footy. Jovanovic being moved into the ruck. He's looking for something. A bit of a spark, the Giants. The ACT side have gone back in numbers to flood this defensive end. Kelly floating across the front. Off hands. Umpire calls play on. Working through hands. Here's Fairman. Dodgers one. Gets it on the boot and puts it through. And here we go. The Giants. They're lurking.
They're back. They're back. Lovely goal. 2 in a row. Quick succession. Back to 9.
Still plenty of time remaining too. 12 minutes left in this game. This is where it's really exciting for us up in the grandstands, Mick. We can really see the players that thrive on a bit of pressure and those that are going to come to the fore and I guess you can almost say cold-blooded.
Mate, and the Riverina, they bred it pretty tough down the RFL, and he had a little sidestep and he was not overawed at all by the pressure that was coming to him from some bigger bodies. Pumped it through. We've got a 9-point ball game at Allen Ray. 8 minutes played last quarter. Here come the Giants again. The kick's going to be a little bit funny. Porter just jumps up and says, get it out of this area. Drury, believe it or not, was in hard to mop up for the Canberra footy side. Vardy just grabs it out of the ruck, tries to push it forward. There was Drury again. Falling over was Vincent. We'll wrap it up.
So we go again. Jovanovic in front, but Smith Sharks that never really had possession. Fairman, now Wardman, tucks it under the arm. He's got a leading target up forward, just through the hands of McMillan. Maybe Malmborg, in fact. Down to the forward half of the ground. Ball trickling towards the boundary line and seen over very smartly by Hugh Strickland.
Don't give Warden any space, mate. He has got jets.
He tucks it under the arm and goes very Dennis Armfield-like.
Yes.
Got the hair to match. There's Warden. And now they're inside forward 50 of the Giants with a huge chance. Mullenborg in the ruck against Bennett. Bennett did really well from behind. Getting it down. Smith dodges a couple. Smothered off the boot. Here he is, Warden. Looking for Fairman. Gets boot to ball once more. It's a high footy. Kelly did well. Some cavalry have arrived. Jovanovic laying a strong tackle, and that's holding the footy. Well, Willie, I didn't see that coming. So Jovanovic will have a shot on goal. Left foot snap around the body to bring it back within one goal. And that is beautifully thought through and done by Jack Jovanovic. Premiership player at the Tigers last year. And they're now just 3 points behind the Giants.
Awesome comeback. They've owned the last 5 minutes, the Giants. Couple of Riverina boys getting involved. Jack Jovanovic from Queanbeyan finishing it very nicely from that pocket. Wow, hey, game on.
Definitely. This is exciting. As we said off the start, we probably didn't see the best of both of these two sides last week at Patches Asphalt Park, but, well, they've both come to play today.
3 points. Let's play some footy. 9 minutes to go. There is some feeling in this. Make no mistake. Hurst, Smith. Charging out of meeting, it was Dunstall. He was dispossessed. Then he fell over. Then he tapped it forward. Very clever. Where's this going to bounce through? Going to rush it. Terry had a little bit too much work to do. So it goes to 4 points. Bringing in is Matthews. Strong contest all involved. Charging through. That's excellent footy, and Higgins has been all over it this quarter. Great kick through the fingers. Bennett did pretty well. Charging through and grabbing the crumb was Latanis. In goes Reed. Awesome work. Zarakis, I should say. Fantastic stuff, and the kick works. Hard bodies down there. That was awesome, and Rickard now has got it in front of us.
As you'd expect, with a 3 point margin, the game has gone up just a notch. Hurst had to play defensive role there. Warden, great handball at the back. And here go the Giants. Fairman. Higgins it was, rather. Porter left the footy behind. Now Fairman. Out wider. Through Hamilton. Inside forward 50. Big footy to be won. And Jovanovic. Oh, he lost it on the second bite of the cherry. He held it all the way down to the ground. And as he hit the deck, it popped out. And Canberra are looking to go fast. Harsdorf down the outer side. Putting it out in front of Terry. Had one to beat, did well. Kept the footy into. The cavalry arrived. Jury. Cheeky little 1-2 with Terry. That kick wasn't his best effort. Cannon's got some work to do. And 3 to beat as well. Oh, he caught the ruckman high. That's a good effort to get the big fella up high. And the Giants looking to go back to back.
Terry was awesome out there on the far side. Didn't quite work out, but bought a little bit of time for his defenders who are under the pump because the run and carry from these kids is elite. Jumping in there's Zarakis. Chopping off another forward thrust that looked extremely dangerous. It's my man Marisi charges back onto the ground for the final 10 minutes. Sitting in the hole is Matthews. So the Giants are going to go again. And there's been a 50. And they're going to march Matthews to the line. And he can put them in front. With 6 minutes to play. Left foot drop punt is perfect. And Ethan Matthews, the boy from Ingleburn in Western Sydney, puts him in front. Great game of footy. Jake. The Giants are up for it.
They definitely are. Didn't see what the 50 was for personally, but nonetheless, they're now 3 points ahead, and looks like we've got a bit of a scoring end developing. As we saw in that third term, it was all the Canberra 22s. Now it's all the Giants who have really fought back after the yellow and blues are on top.
They're 7 of 8 at that end, 7 of the last 8, and that's 4 in a row for the Giants.
This might be a 666 warning. It is. So they'll give Allen the opportunity to get around to the other wing now. Seems the warning's already come through. No more 666. For the Giants, they can't be infringed on that anymore. Ball goes up. Houston over the top did well. That was lightning hands from Axelby and brilliant hands from Gilbert. Now Hurst up towards half forward. Great kick, finds Walker. Got Harrison short, didn't want him. Looking longer to the tall timber. The pack forms. Numbers coming from everywhere. Just slammed on the boot at the crumbs by Dunstall. And Terry going back with the flight. Takes the mark and does the team thing. Centers the footy. And Rickard. A little bit further out. But a much, much better angle for Ben Rickard. The Belconnen Magpies prospect. To put Canberra back in front.
Understatement of the universe to say this is a big kick.
So Rickard on the runway. Comes on in. Sends it on its way. Looks pretty good. And here we go. Another lead change. Canberra back in front. Off the boot of Ben Rickard.
Casual as you like. Just throw it in. Punched it through. Finger in the air. Love everything about that. And just a reminder, this clock won't stop, ladies and gentlemen. With 16:40 played. We've got about 3 minutes of footy left in this. And the Giants need to score a goal to get back in front. It's been a ripping quarter of footy. Jake, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
No, this is outstanding. And here we'll get to see the tricky little 3-minute drill and almost another infringement for the Giants of the 666. So things not going well for the Orange team.
Oh, they would practice this all the time. So here we go. Massive centre clearance here to be won. I'm up for it, says Withers. Get it down forward, let the big men fly. Hamilton, was he held on to Jovanovic? It went through his fingers, not quite. Umpires put the whistle away, coming in to grab the mark with Latanis, but it wasn't 15. Hard footy Strickland. He's been pinged for holding the ball. And Latanis, no, Hamilton I think it's going to be. He plays his footy here. My goodness, he's dobbed too. He's walking back like he wants every single bit of this pressure. And he wants every single bit of this winning shot for goal. There's heaps of movement down there. Riley Hamilton, show me the ice in your veins. On the paint. Doesn't quite have the distance, so the big men fly. Hits the ground, dangerous spot. Charging in the other way. Gee, good tackle by Rickard on Warden. Because his Jets just about could have done it. We're 18 minutes played.
Big footy to be won inside forward 50 for the Giants. Withers spun 360, gets the handball away. Mixed man Marisi gets boot to ball. Hamilton, second bite of the cherry. Kick was smothered. Actually, here he is now. Man putting boot to ball was McMillan. But another chance for the Giants to set up. 1:20 left. Every player forward of centre and almost inside the forward 50 for the Giants. Houston took it out of the ruck. Got boot to ball and he's going to kick it out of bounds on the full. The big fella. So to be Hurst with the footy in hand. Just got to milk the clock a little bit.
50 seconds we got, Jake.
He's taken plenty of time off the clock too, just assessing his options. And Vardy read the footy beautifully off the boot. Looking to slow the play down. Now 30 seconds remaining. High footy, plenty of charcoal jumpers around. Harrison came across, couldn't take the mark. He went back again, Harrison. Hurst now. Good shepherd from Walker. Just slams on the boot, does Hurst. Terry did well to cause a contest. Houston slammed on the boot. 10 seconds left. And that'll do us from Allen Ray Oval. The missed kick won't matter. That's it. Ben Rickard wins the game with a couple of minutes remaining for the AFL Canberra under-22s. They're in front by 3 points at the final siren. 9-9-63 plays 9-6-60. What an outstanding game of football, Mick Flynn.
What a sick game, I tell you what. Ben Vardy in that last minute, just pushing over here, taking a couple of crucial marks. Oh, mate, ripper. That's anything that 2025 is going to lend us. Fantastic. Fantastic. I don't even know. I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless.
It's awesome to see a lot of these young kids out on the ground today showing their wares. Hopefully, a few of these Giants players will get called out later on in the year. Of course, AFL Canberra players too, fingers crossed. So it's been a pleasure to be with you all morning and into the afternoon on the New South Wales ACT Facebook page through Sportscast. I'm Jake Alcheri. This is Mick Flynn. For the final time today, we'll say goodbye with the AFL Canberra 22s winning the men's contest against the Giants.